Black women began organizing to force our country to live up to its ideals from the time of its founding. During Reconstruction, a new generation picked up the mantle, expanded their mission, and by the last decade of the century, their well-known slogan captured the communal spirit of the women's club movement, lifting as we climb.
By the end of the 19th century, African American women, as part of the club movement, were fighting against all of the injustices that African Americans were experiencing. But one of the most important issues that they worked on was anti-lynching.
In the 1890s, the pioneering investigative journalist Ida B. Wells lectured widely through the British Isles, shining a light on the horrifying injustices that Black Americans were suffering under Jim Crow.
There were prominent men who opposed what she did. A woman, talking so frankly, they thought it was unfeminine, they thought it was problematic. And so when she was getting flack from men, it was the women's clubs that did support her.
In 1895, club women were further spurred into action when Josephine St. Pierre Ruffin received word from the secretary of the London Anti-Lynching Committee. She had received a letter from a white male journalist containing a scathing attack on the virtues of Black women. In response to Ruffin's call to action, Black women held a national conference in Boston. The following year, the National Association of Colored Women was founded with a new objective: defending the honor and the dignity of Black womanhood.
There's a lot of emphasis on ideals of womanhood that are really a response to the general degradation that Black women experienced since slavery, and the depiction of Black women as lascivious and licentious. So you see lots of women who are activists sharing a notion of Black womanhood that is respectable, that is decent, that is self-respecting.
By 1920, Black women in the club movement focused on almost every area that touched upon people's lives, from housing to voting to discrimination, and leaders such as Mary Church Terrell, Fannie Berry Williams, and Mary McLeod Bethune became very active in the political arena, fighting for social justice and civil rights.
So many of the women that you find in the late 19th and early 20th century who really emerge as leaders in the Black community are coming together in order to think about how to move forward, setting the tone for what will be institutional life for Black people for the coming century.